Welcome on in. I'm Christy here at my Artful Adventures, and today we're going to do some fun things. It's Mini Monday, and we are going to make some mini little cute projects. So I hope you enjoy minis. I love everything small. I always have. I don't even know how long that's been, but as long as I can remember in my lifetime, I have loved miniature anything. So every once in a while, I'll be, going through some things and find something else mini that I have acquired over all the years. So it's kind of funny when you realize how many mini things that you've been coming up with forever, right? So today we are having an event over in the Crafty Bunch free group on Facebook, and so I'm streaming my segment to Facebook and YouTube. And so if you see me make any comments that you don't see, that's probably why it's over on the other platform. So we are starting now, and then we run through. Whoops, that's the wrong calendar thing I'm looking at. We don't go that late. So then we finish up today at 4 Central. So, hi Liz. So this will be fun. We love our little mini Monday things. Hang on just a second. Now, whoops, I'm knocking stuff over, you guys. Oh my goodness. I've got a couple of things here in a little Ziploc bag. Some markers. I had some markers sitting there. Let me move some stuff off my desk. And I am going to put you down at my desktop so I can start pulling some things out. Oh my goodness. I think my mouse just died, you guys. This is going to be a problem. Okay, hang on one second. Oh, I don't even know what to do now. I can't get to what I need to get to. Oh, I do not have a touch screen. I'm going to have to wait. I'm going to have to talk to you in this view for just a second so I can charge my mouse a minute. This is absolutely ridiculous. Then I'll have to cut some of this off later at the beginning, right? Oh, you guys, how are you doing today? Hi, Celeste. Celeste is moving. She's getting ready to move. We'll just chit chat for a second, you guys. We'll just have some friend talk for just a second. Yes, I got a notice that my mouse was very low. So we'll see if we can't get this charged up just enough so I can change my view, you guys. Oh, this is terrible because it will also affect comments for me to see. But you know what? Hang on just a second. I'm going to pull comments up on my phone. That way I can be sure I can see my own comments, right? Okay. And I don't see myself live yet. Don't you get tired of watching people do this? But you know what? If you're gonna be able to visit with people and stuff, you got to be able to see your comments, right? There it is. Okay, great. All right, I'm going to try again, you guys. Hang on one second. Oops, let me turn my sound off of that. I turned it off. Okay. All right, let's see if we can get it. Oh, you go. Oh. Okay, just one second. Oh, I gotta plug it back into my camera. Oh, all the technology. All the technology. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Oh, I think we already did it. Oh, shoot. Okay, well, that'll work. Okay. Okay, you guys. Whew. If it dies now. Oh, the only next thing that'll happen is if it dies, I'll have to turn my computer off to get it to stop. Oh no! How am I gonna share Anne in? Oh, you guys, it's always something. Oh my goodness. Let's see who is on here that could share her in. Is there somebody watching that could share Anne in at my time? It's time. I am so embarrassed. Okay, let's get going. This is crazy. I think the first thing I'm going to do is, okay, well, let me show you what I found. You guys, I found the cutest little frames. I gotta open the bag. They are little resin frames. And you can get these on Amazon. Look how adorable they are. You don't see me in the Crafty Bunch. Yep, I did not put myself in there. Hang on. Oh, thank you. Oh my goodness. Starting off with a bang today, right? Starting off with a bang. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you, Linda. I tell you, Linda is so good about taking care of us and keeping us on track. Okay, you guys. Look at these tiny little frames. And I thought, you know, there were different things that you could do with them. I don't know how many. Well, there's this one. I saw another one that was like, let's see. Oh, here's a square. Got a square. So here's a couple of the same oval type things. I think there were like several. Oh, here's even a little heart shaped one. These are the same. Aren't those cute? Oh my gosh. And so what I thought would be fun is, you know, you could take these and you could put anything behind them and just make them cute. You could almost like use little pieces of scrapbook paper and put behind them. But I think what I'm going to do today, what I'm going to start with, is I'm going to do a teeny tiny little watercolor. And we'll use that and put it behind there. Thanks, Linda. My goodness. You host an event in a group and then you forget to put yourself in. Classic Monday, don't you think? I think that's a perfect thing to happen on a Monday. I'm going to just get out a piece of watercolor paper. And I'm going to use this. A lot of watercolor paper has a side that is very textured. Let me see if I can show it to you. I don't know if you can see. Probably not. Nope, it's too close and too much light. One side is textured, and then a lot of times on the other side it will be more smooth. And you know, watercolor paper, it just depends on which side you want to use. I think I'm going to try to use the smooth side on this. And we're just going to make a teeny tiny little, I mean, as you can see, we don't need much to go behind here, right? So what we're going to do is just the tiniest little painting, if you will. Won't that be fun? A tiny painting. I love it. Let me see here. So then, yeah, you guys, we run clear. We'll finish up at 4 Central. So I've got these tiny little rubber stamps. And I thought what I would, I thought I would just try this little one right here. I thought that would be fun to do. It's got kind of a nice little cluster of flowers. Oh, Celeste, she's on her way to her new place and she's going to start getting her craft room ready. Oh, good for you. I know it's going to be a lot of work, but you'll feel so good when you get that done, won't you? Hey, Jeanette. Hey, Jeannie. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to take off one of these, that one that I just showed you. And these haven't even come out of here. Look at that. And we've talked before about, you know, sometimes you see me use stamping and put a piece of that foamy stuff under. And the stamps I have that I use that, they don't have like a cushion here. So when it has a cushion, you don't need to do that. So I'm just going to apply this onto my little block here. And then I'm just going to use 2 colors. Let's find a couple of colors. I think I'll use kind of a pink color. Let's see, I've got one that's kind of an in-betweeny color. Here's a good one. And these are just Tombow markers that are a water-based marker. Oh, I'm going to pull out a couple of blues. We might do a little bit of a, just a little light sky wash behind them, right? And here's just a green. This is probably darker than I would want right now, but that's okay. We're going to go for it. And all we have to do is we're going to put a little bit of color on here. This is going to be our palette. And these things are going to be so teeny tiny, it's not even going to matter. I mean, we really don't need very much. And I'm going to just put a little bit of blue. Not sure how that'll look. And we can do a little sample stroke of it down here too. Or we could mix it a little bit if we want to. Although I kind of like that one. Okay, now I'm just going to take a little brush. I got a little bit of water here. Just a tiny bit. And just we're going to get our water on our brush real good. Oh, I don't have any paper towels. Oh, I do have one. And then we're just going to pinch it off. Just pinch it off. That's it. And now I'm just going to put a little bit of green on the stem. Just right on here. You know what? I am doing this totally backwards, you guys. It is Monday. It's Monday. Oh my goodness, you guys. That's a different kind of a technique. I don't even need to do that. Okay, check this out. We're going to take the marker and we're going to put it right on here. We're just going to put it right on here. Okay. So we've got our green for that. The stem. Oops. Oop, I didn't get that stuck on there. Okay. We have got to get, there's a tiny bit of stem right up here. And there's more stem right here. I got myself flustered, you guys. Hi, Amy. Linda, I know. I think, oh, it would just be so fun. I don't know if I can hardly see that one bit of green. And now we're just going to put a tiny bit of pink on these. This looks like it must be a carnation. It's so tiny I can barely see it with my glasses on. And I don't even feel like I have that hard a time seeing, but this is really tiny. Okay. You guys, I am afraid to try and move us up any closer. I might have enough juice in my mouth to still get Anne in. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm just going to do it once. Now, I need enough space here to cut around it, right? I'm just going to do this, and we'll just make a real simple one. And then all we're going to do for this technique, this is so tiny. And I'm afraid if I zoom way in, you guys, I won't be able to get it out. If you're just getting here, I had trouble with my mouse. And I had to stop and charge it for a minute so we could even continue. So now all we're going to do is basically just put a little bit of water on here. You know, I've never used the watercolor paper I'm using right now. So this will be interesting. And we're just going to draw straight just a tiny bit of water on the stems just to kind of activate that color a tiny bit, but we don't need very much. Well, none of it needs very much, honestly, because it's just so tiny. It's so miniature for Mini Monday. It's Mini Monday. Hey, Anne, how are you? Okay, and now, again, you just don't use very much water. So see how I pinch it off like that. And then if you ever need more water, you only dip the tip in the next time, for the next time you use. So this is kind of a different technique over there. And then just a tiny bit of water, just to make it. And you know what? I got that wrong. That part on a carnation would be green. I don't like that. Let's do it again, you guys. That's wrong. We can't have a mini carnation that's not even correct. No, here's the block. Okay. That is not correct. I mean, honestly, if you're going to do a tiny carnation, you must do it correctly, right? Hello, Mama P. Cheryl, is there any way that you could put Anne in when it's time? I've had mouse issues, and I'm afraid I might not be able to get her in. I don't even know if I'll be able to get myself turned off. Okay, so we're going to do green again. And this time, that part of the carnation is those little petals are all tucked into that. So that's green. Seen enough carnations to know that. Okay, we're going to try again. Let's do another one. Whoa, we forgot the pink part. I'm batting 1,000 today, aren't I, guys? But you know what? You can watch me and think, if she can do it, so can I. I think that green part got a little bit more pink. Boy, I didn't realize getting this part on would be so much work. This was only a small fraction of what I thought we would look at and try to do for our greens. Where's the green lid? Oh, where's my assistance? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Did it fall on the floor? Did I? Oh, I put it. Oh, there we go. Oh my goodness. Now, when you've done that, you need to give it a little bit of moisture to kind of reactivate it. All you gotta do is they call it huff on it. So you just breathe on it. And then that's enough. And now we're just going to put it back on here. And just press it down. Thank you. Thanks, Cheryl. Hey, Molly, how are you? I did not get nearly as much on there, but you know what? It's going to be okay. So let's go ahead and we'll start again. We'll get our brush wet, pinch it off, and this time I'm just going to start with our pink part. I'm just going to give it a little bit of water, and you can just kind of even spread that color around. And you know what? For us, because we've already got this other pink down here, I'm going to go in over here and just get a touch more to put in because it just needs more. I'll just put that in there. We can even add a little bit of color because it actually would be darker kind of near the base, right? So let's put a little bit more in and darken that up just a tiny bit. Look, you guys, even if you're just painting teeny tiny, you can still add a little bit more, depth if you need to. Now that might be all we're going to get out of that. It's kind of hard to get that on there because it's just so tiny. Let's go ahead and get the water on our stem. And again, you just don't need a lot. You just want, because we want this to have some definition, right? But we do want that to be activated and give it just that hint of a watercolor look, right? Now, I think for this teeny tiny thing, I think what's going to give it the most look of a watercolor is to put a little bit of our sky wash in, okay? And when you're doing a little bit of color around, you want to get, a pretty good amount of water to it. I'm just going to kind of mix those colors together. And now we'll just kind of give a little wash around. I got some fuzzy thing on here. And you don't have to come in. It doesn't have to be exact. You don't need to cover, it doesn't be, oh my gosh, I can't even talk today. You don't need it to be exactly covering all the white space around, right? And a lot of this is going to go behind. You don't even have to come all the way around. Don't make it even. Okay, now then. Now we've got our little things, and now we can kind of see what it would look like. And now we can just put our tiny little, can be our little watercolor painting in our frame. Look how cute that is. Look how easy that was, you guys. Isn't that fun? And see that wash when you get that little blue wash around there? That's not too bad. I kind of like it. So we could do that. We could go around that. And I think what I'm going to do is, oh, I know what would work on here. You could take this, put it where you want it, and then you could just kind of trace around that so you have a better idea of where you would want to cut it out. And I got a pencil. Okay, so such a relaxing project. You know, it really is kind of fun. And did you notice, you know, even making mistakes, it's still just kind of fun. Now, I am not going to fussy cut around this, you guys. Do not even think that. All I have now is like a rough place of where to cut. And that's all I was going for. Okay, no way am I doing that. And I don't even have to cut that whole area. I don't even have to go all the way to the top or the bottom. And then I can cut up. It's got, see how much thicker this is around the frame part. And you guys, you could do this with die cuts. You know, die cuts that have kind of a fancy border, even if it was just like a scallop. And then cut the inside out. A lot of them have, you know, they're kind of meant to be frames, and you can cut out the center. And that could be your little frame. It could, you know, it doesn't have to be dimensional like this. Now see, that's still got way too much on the outside there. I probably need to tip it different. So we'll just cut some more off. There. Nope, look at that. That part needs to go. It's hard because that little frame dips in there. Now, if you had several of these and you got one the way you wanted it, then you could just, then you would know. You wouldn't have to, look at this. Okay, what did I say? I'm not fussy cutting, but I'm going to get these scissors. I guess, this does not count as fussy cutting to me. Although it is kind of, I'm going to call this fiddly cutting. Fiddly cut. And she did that fiddly cut. Okay. There we go. And then we can just put a tiny bit of glue on here and hold it on. Phew. My, oh my. Who would have thought that would have taken that long? I don't like the stuff up behind my head. Now, what we did with the little palette, that would work if you had something and you were going to stamp it like in a light gray color, or you were going to stamp it in, you know, some people like lined work. Now, if you want it to look like it's a watercolor, you're not going to do that. If you're just wanting it to look like, you know, if you don't care and you want it to kind of accent it with black, you could stamp it in black and then just color it in. And then you would use this method like this to make it, to give it that watercolor look. Okay. So we're just going to put this on here. I'm going to put it down a little bit. Okay, there we've got our tiny thing. Now, this does not have a lot of detail in it. And if you wanted to put a tiny bit of detail in, Tombow makes something called twin tone markers. And they have the tiniest little nibs on them. And you could do that. I hate to put very much more water on this or it's going to really, you know, start bleeding out kind of bad. But, and I can't, for some reason, it's not focusing very good today. So, but anyway, look, what do you think of that? Phew. Good morning, Pam. Okay, now let's look at another idea that I thought about for doing this. Now, talk about easy, you guys. I picked this up the other day. I went to Half Price Books, and I love looking in their clearance section and trying to find things. A lot of things that are gardens and plants. I also got a big cookbook too. It's got gorgeous pictures in it. And I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Oh, it also has tabbed pages. Lots of tabbed pages. And they're that kind that look like they're kind of laminated or something. And I thought, oh, for this price, I got to have that. There's no telling what I might do. Now, the thing about this is you could do this in magazines. I was talking about being able to do it in like you could take a little picture off of a scrapbook page, anything you wanted to do. But look at this. You take your little framed piece, and like I said, you could even do little frames out of paper. You could fill it with glossy accents. Yes, to make it look like glass. You sure could. Oh, should we do that now? You know what? Hang on a second. Now, I don't have glossy accents. I started using, for things like that, I started using the Nouveau, that is the, which one is it? It's called Crystal Drops. And you know what? When you use that one, look, we'll go back to this one. Then we're just going to put it in here. And we're just going to squeeze it in here. Now, I may have totally messed this up because I wonder if this has got some degree of water to it. I wonder if it's a water-based product. If this is a water-based product, I have just messed this up. You know what? This would have been good for an upcoming event titled What If? What if I put this on here? Okay, it's not truly smooth, and I don't know. I hope it might level out a little bit. We'll see. We'll see. And I don't know how long. But usually, I find that this takes a lot less time to dry than glossy accents. My nozzle thing seems to be messed up in there. Okay, so we're going to set that aside. But this is what happens when you take a tiny thing and you want to, like, look at this. Look what a pretty little thing that would be. Oh, you guys, I'm so sorry. Look, doesn't that looks like it could be like a work from the old masters put in that. Like, look, isn't that cute? Let me see if I can get it up any closer. Let's see what else we could find. And I saw this thing had a lot of black and white, you know, just line artwork. Let's find one of those and see how that would look. If I can find one small enough. I'm pretty sure I saw some that would be kind of small. Well, even a portion of something like that you could do. What else? I'm telling you, I just think this is so fun. And you could just do all kinds of these. Look, you could even offset this and do, I mean, you just take, and that's the cool thing, because you can take this and then you can just move it around and see what you want to make, right? So tiny little mini frames and mini art. You know, I know when I opened this book up a while ago, I thought, you know what, this does not have nearly the amount of colored things in here that I thought it did. But, you know, they're big enough. They are, you know, some of them are fine. Now, a lot of these have words where they were, or they're sitting partly on a plate. But look, I can get this top of this this chive bloom right here. Look at that. Hey, Bev, we have tiny frames and we're making tiny art from various things. We worked on this and then I put some glossy stuff in to look like a frame, and I may have messed it up, but, you know, and yeah, it's not looking so hot now. Not looking so hot, you guys. But it's an idea for you. I'm here to give you ideas, right? Let's see what else we could find. I want to see if we could find another kind of real fun little black and white art here. See, that could be cute. And then what about if you've got, oh, I saw, let me see if I can find it again. When we first started through here, I saw a tiny bee up on the top of a page. Here's bee balm. Well, I don't know if we could get it in there without the word. This would have to be very, very small. But I still think you could do it. That's almost too small. Oh, look at this here. Oh, here's a little bit of a yellow piece. I don't know. This is almost too small for anything. What about the little heart frame? That could be kind of cute. You guys, I think to start with, let's go back. Oh gosh, I hope I can find it. I think it was like we're in the first in color pages up here. Nope. Oh, you know, isn't that the way it is? When you find something, you better... Here it was, right here. This little piece right here. I'm going to cut this out to put on. So I'm going to cut it bigger than I need to make sure I get it. But yes, can you imagine a whole little bunch of these? Don't shoot the messenger. Oh. That's a great idea. Make them into tiny magnets. I know, I loved it. And just think, you could put a whole bunch of them as a little collection. I love that idea. Now, I think I'm just gonna do the fiddly cut on this one while I'm holding it up here. That'd just be easier, because it's got all of this ornate stuff around the edge, and then it's like, well, and how much room do I give it for, you know, how wide the frame is, all that jazzmatazz. Okay, I like it. Look, our little old world painting of florals. Okay, I wonder who else is over on Dare I Check Comments. You guys, if you're watching on YouTube, hello, thanks for joining us. I can't use my mouse very much, or I won't be able to turn this off. That happened to me one time, you guys. My mouse died while I was doing a live, and I had no way to turn it off. And finally, I had to run around to the back and unplug it. What was I? Or maybe I had to just turn my computer off. Maybe that was what I had to do. Oh, it was so ridiculous. Okay, that's up. Let's see. Some of these frames have something that are obviously a top. So check your frame before you finalize your layout. Oh, it goes like this. Ah! But these are so, you guys, these are the cutest things. But look at that. You could make them from paper. You could make them from, your frames. You could make your frames from paper. Fiddly cutting. Yes, fiddly cutting is different from fussy cutting. It's not as fussy. So, yes, that's a new one, right? Okay, look at that. Let's find something. What could you find that would be this tiny? This is the only thing I brought in here to work from, because I thought, there would be enough like nature things that could be fun. Oh, that would be cool right there. Although I'm not liking this frame in this color, but you know what? You could paint these, you guys. Just use some acrylic paint and paint them, and you would be fine. And I love the variety too. So right now there was this one, a square one, this one, a round one, and then this heart shaped. And these came in a different, these were like three, I think about three different colors of gold colors, because I think these two are different than this one. So, I mean, they were a variety of gold colors, but I think that's kind of fun because then they're still all fun on your, you know, as a collection. Because a lot of times you don't get the things. I'm really sad about that. Maybe I should redo that. You know, I think I want to redo that one. Let's redo it real quick. That way the people that are popping in too can see what we did, right? They won't miss out. Let's see, is this big enough for one? I'm going to just do the top. It doesn't matter. Okay, so all you do is you've got your little markers, and we're just going to put it right on our, I got junk under my mat here, and look at that. It's rolling away. It's not flat. Okay, so we're just going to put it on here, and you just brush it on. So Tombows are water-based markers, and we'll just put the little buds and the flowers. We'll put some of those. Get those a little color, just a pretty little pink, pretty in pink today, right? Could be any color you wanted. And then you're going to give it, just to make sure that it's activated, you're just going to give it a little huff. And we're just going to plop it on there. Just stamp it on. And now we're just going to take our little brush, wherever it may be. I don't think that's the one I used. And get it wet. And we're just going to pinch it off. We don't want very much water. And then we'll just, I'm going to do the buds first. Just put a little water to just activate it. And sometimes you can just tap, 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 and it's enough water to kind of activate it without really blurring. You know, a lot of times the stamps have kind of built in, I cannot figure out why that is not. Let me touch up here. Hang on a second. Let me see. There you go. There. Oh, you can see my awful cuticles. But, you know, this already grabbed enough color where it was meant to be darker on the stamp. Oh, my word. Now I gotta... Oh, my goodness. Ooh, okay, don't touch it. Don't touch it. At least we got it back on there, right? Okay, so hopefully the other stuff will go away. Oh, there, phew, okay. So now let's just put a tiny bit of water on the green. Just a tiny bit, so you just pinch it off. Just enough to activate it, right? And then again, when we do that little bit of blue wash, that'll be what kind of gives it that watercolor look. So I'm going to put more water this time because we do want it watery for a kind of a little wash. And then we're just going to put some around. Just kind of randomly give it a little bit of something something there, right? Okay, that's going to be plenty. Okay, there we go. And now we've got another one, and then we can just put that there. I don't know. Now, if you wanted to use glossy accents or something and have it not make it kind of run, all you would have to do actually is, now there's a product. It's like a spray fixative. And I always like to use the workable fixative because you can do it like in between. So when you have something that if it gets wet again, it's going to reactivate. Then that is when you would want to use a fixative, because then that will keep it from smearing and, reactivating. Oh, look, I'm going to get to do more fiddly cutting. Look, we're just going to fiddly cut right around the edge. This way I can do it right there. I know it's behind the outside edge, but it's not sticking out. That's not too bad. And trust me, that's way easier than fussy cutting, right? Okay. Okay. Alrighty? Okay. Okay, and so now we've got our little painting. I'm not really wild about that pink color with this color of a frame, but you know what? Like I said, you could paint that if you wanted to. That'd be pretty. I think this pink carnation would be super pretty with a black frame. What do you think? What color would you do the frame? Yes, note to self. Spray prior to adding shiny stuff. Exactly. And I'm going to push it down a little bit. Kind of straighten it up. Okay, there we go. Phew. We saved our little carnation artwork. My carnation watercolor painting of the day. Now let's see. It just has that little wash of blue around it. So then that kind of, to me, makes it look more watercolory, right? Okay. If you think this would be fun, let me know. Let me know in the comments if you think this would be a really fun little project to work on. Let's see. Now, I'm still very curious as to finding something really small to go in this smallest frame. Let's see if we can't find just a little bitty something. Yeah, most of these are a little bit bigger. Oh, here's another page with color. I wonder even if you did, oh, here's just some little yellow flowers. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that would be kind of pretty there, that little corner. Let's do that one. Oh, what's on the back? Oh, phew. And this is going to be tiny. How many think they would want to make something like this? You like the gold frames. It makes a statement. Yes, Pat, that is very true. I do like that. I think you're right. Of course, if you had, I think black frames too also kind of make a, oh, this looks good here. If I can keep it right here, because it actually gives us 3 little blooms. We've got the big one. We can see one peeking over here, and I can see at least a little bud up there. I like this right here. More, and then I will now fiddly cut around it. But oh, I think, Michelle, I love your idea of putting some on the refrigerator. That's so cute. I mean, there's all kinds of things you could use, You could do scrapbook paper, magazine paper, whatever you wanted to do. Okay, let's see. Now I'll have to try and get it right in the spot that we were looking at it. Okay. I think I'm going to try to, you know what, I'm going to chance it. I'm going to put this right here and then put my glued thing right here. That way I won't get glue on my mat. There. And the glue is kind of seeping out there. It'll dry clear though. It'll be fine. I think I need it over farther. You know, I'm just going to take a dry paintbrush and get that glue off. Because it still isn't where I want. There we go. Okay. I'll be sure and if you do that with glue on it, make sure you rinse your brush off good. So now we got it so tiny. It's hard to see, but it's got 3 blossoms. It's got the big one peeking out over here, and then the tiny little bud. Oh, black frames and gold wax. That would be pretty. Family pictures. Oh my gosh. Linda, I love that idea. Yes, Capri, you could dry brush some black over the frame too. That would be cool. Hang on, you guys. What time is it? Let me grab some black paint. Okay, let's put a tiny little bit of black on. I love that idea. Okay. Which one shall we do it to? I'll let you choose. I'll let you choose. Which one should we brush some black paint on? The square, the oval, or the circle? I'll let you help me decide. I'm going to get a brush here to use. Let me see if I can find a different brush. While you think about that, I'm going to try and find a stiffer brush. See what I've got. Oh, here's one. Here's a tiny brush. You know, Michelle, I asked Cheryl if she would, so you or Cheryl, either one. That'd be great. Thank you. I've just got the nasty message again. So, I've just got this. I'm not even going to wet it. I'm just going to take it and I'm going to, you know, get it over here and get most of it. I mean, I want it really dry. Which one did anybody pick? The circle, the circle, the square, the circle. Okay, I see several with circle, so I'm going to go with that one for now. And if I miscounted, sorry. So now I'm just going to kind of hit it. With the black. It's kind of toning it down. I'm not really going into the, you know, the grooves. I'm just trying to hit the highlights here. So I didn't want any water on it. So sometimes, you guys, if you get a brush that's messed up, don't throw it away. You might be able to, you know, use it for something like this, like glue or, you know, dry brushing some paint on. I got way more up here. I have to get a little more. You know, and it doesn't have to be exact, right? But I do need some kind of around the circly part. Now, if I could get it to catch on those little dots around it, that will look cool. Okay. I mean, you know, it's not a lot. And I don't know, you know, you could just keep messing with it. But, you know, there's what looks like that. Let me pull one out that was the same color. Oh, that's a different one. Is it this one? Yeah. So, I mean, it just knocked it down a little bit. Look at that. There's a difference. That's all the difference that it made. But look, it did make it kind of more of an antique thing. Which one do you like? Do you like the one that we dry brushed or the plain one? Let me know what you think about that. I think that's cute. That was a great idea. And you know what? This is one of those times where I really didn't give a whole lot of thought to. I just thought this would be a fun little thing to do. But yeah, still, even though that brush is ruined, I want to still keep it, right? Yeah, Capri, I think I do too. I think I like that one that's toned down a little bit. Whoops. I think that's fun. Very fun. Linda says these would be fun to those little school pictures in the caves. That would be fun. You like the dried brush one, Amy? Yeah, I do too. I do too, you guys. I think that was a great suggestion. And these are cute. Let me push that up out of the way. Let me see. I got a little heart one still. And I'm wondering what it would look like too with just some greenery. We didn't try that, but they are so small. But I do, you know what I really like is that you can just move them around and find a good spot. I think that's kind of cool. Wait. I thought there was a cat over here. I thought, oh, that'd be cute. See this shadow right here? When I glanced at it, I thought it was a cat. Yes, we could do pets and people, Linda. Pets and people would be fun. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure about this one. This would be a little bit harder. And when you can find something that's got smaller little bitty things for these. Oh, no, that's not bad. That's not bad at all, that part. I like that because it looks like it was, but you know, a heart, that would be so fun if you had like somebody's picture in it, wouldn't it? That'd be super cute. Now I wish I had one of those just sitting here somewhere with any of those little people printables. And do I? No, I do not. Oh, this is cute though. Look, there's a little bitty butterfly in there. Oh, that'll be a cute one. Let's do that one. Since I need another one to finish us out, let's do that one. Okay. So yeah, you guys always, look for big books like that you don't mind, taking and using for different things. You can just cut the stuff out and then you don't have to feel bad about it, right? You could also, now another way that you could do this is you could put your glue on, you could set it down here and only put the glue like closer around the frame part or whatever, and then let it dry and then pick it up and then do your fiddly cut around it there. Kind of think architecture is great art. Yes, Capri, anything. I mean, gosh, the options would just be endless, don't you think? So many fun things you could do to just frame them and make your own little art collection. Just so much fun. You guys, we got people coming up. Like I said, our last presenter is finishing at 4 p.m. She'll start at 3. So we have friends all day long to watch. Coming up after me is going to be Anne from Anne's Create and Share. And then Michelle from My Shell Bell Creations. And then we've got Jeannie from Clifton's Crafty Casa. And then Bev from Bev's Creating with Love and Whimsy. I'm going to put this around a little bit farther from the edge this time so it doesn't seep in. And part of that was because I pulled it over to get it where I wanted it. And then after Bev, it's going to be Cheryl from Mama P's Crafty Creations. So let me just put this down here. What the heck? Didn't want to stick where I tried to stick it. Now I'm way off, you guys. Well, I would have rather had it at a different angle, but look, isn't that cute? That's kind of fun. I like the black and white. I really don't mind that at all. I do think that this would be cute if you had some of the black and white. I think that they would be fun in black frames. I do. But how fun is that, you guys? I love them. And I just got these on Amazon, you guys. Just hunted for some tiny little frames. Hey, Sue, how are you? And you guys, anytime you've got something fun and you want to try it out, let us know. And if you make something that was kind of inspired, that's, you know, from something we did in the Crafty Bunch, be sure and take a picture and post it and use hashtag TCBCreates, okay? And then we want to see your stuff. We want to see your stuff. And it's just so much fun to see what you guys are making too, because it's not all about us. We like to bring and have fun days, and you know, we hope we inspire you to, you know, to do things and try new techniques and all that kind of fun stuff. But you know, it's about you. It's about what you like to do and what you like to create. I wish I could, well, my goodness, what else could we do? I could try putting a little bit more black paint on this one. I said I thought that would be kind of fun. Should we do it? This black one? Let's just do it. Let's try it. You know me, let's try it. So this one, I'm not going to water it down so much. Now, we still might have more, we might have a little bit of the gold peeking out, but I'm going to put more on than the one I just tried to kind of dry brush some on. I mean, it's still going to have a, it's still kind of going to look like that, but I do want more black on this one. I might have enough little paint there in that spot. Who knows? Let's try. And who knows? I might do this and think, oh no, I really liked it a lot better the other way. I don't know. I don't know, you guys. But you never know unless you try, right? Unless I actually put it on here and said, no, I liked it the other way. Or I wish I would have put less on there. It looked better if it was more kind of look distressed. And look, I can still kind of knock some of that back. This is the kind of thing you could just keep messing with, right? Oh my goodness. Well, that just made it look like a big mess. I do not like that. Now it's just a mess. You know what? Actually, let's grab a, I'm gonna grab a light. And now I'm just going to take most of that off. Oh my goodness. Oh, you guys. Oh, that's so much better. Oh, look. I got to kind of get it down inside a little bit more. Oh my goodness. Look at that. What do you think of that, my friends? Oh, wow. That made all the difference in the world, didn't it? Woohoo! Now that is cool looking. Even I could use a little bit more help right in here. Knock it back even a little bit more. Oh wow, now I like that. Yes, I know, Susan. You're exactly right. And my original wedding ring was like this and had was like that. And then once I took it and had something done with it, and then somebody cleaned it and took out all the oxidation look. And I'm like, well, that doesn't look pretty. Oh my goodness. You guys, this is so fun. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. And if you'll refresh your page, if you're watching in the Crafty Bunch on Facebook, then the next person will be up. And we're going to have Anne with Anne's Create and Share. So this is going to be a fun day. Like I said, we've got several more presenters. We're not going super late today, but I hope you've enjoyed this idea. Give me a thumbs up if you think you would try something like that. I want to know. Curious minds want to know. So much fun. So I'm going to go ahead. Hopefully my battery has enough juice that I can turn us off. And then we're going to go over and see Anne. Thanks, you guys. See you later. Bye-bye.